Alright, today I will be discussing some of the different elements of diversity, how they tie into leadership, and how they are reflected here on UCF's campus. One of the things that I noticed that UCF is a pretty diverse campus. We have a lot of different organizations and different things like that, but the organizations themselves aren't really that diverse. And the problem is that when you don't have different groups of people from different backgrounds and different things collaborating, then you may still be successful, but you're still missing out on different pieces. Over half of the organizations here on UCF's campus are based on you being a certain religion, or you being a certain race, or you looking at certain things a certain way, you know? And that's just, it's nothing wrong with that, that's just how it is. But what I've observed is that very rarely do we actually collaborate with these other organizations. So the first element of diversity I have up here is race. As far as race is concerned, one thing that I noticed here is that, for example, the African American population has so much going on this campus as far as AASU, African American Student Union, the Divine Nine Fraternities, the National Pan-Atlantic Council, and within the black community on this campus, everyone knows these people, everyone knows their events, everyone goes to their events, but there's only black students really that attend these events, and really nobody else, and nobody else really even knows about it. And same thing with the other events with these black fraternities. None of them participate in UCF's homecoming in general. None of them were in skit night. And you have all these other fraternities and different organizations that's in it, and it's nothing against them or nothing against the university as a whole, but it's just like, it's separate, so it's harder to include everybody like that. Next thing I have on here is ethnicity, which a lot of times people confuse with race, whereas race is something that is kind of just pinned on us. Ethnicity is something that is what you are, that's where you actually come from, that's more of a cultural thing. Next, I have your socioeconomic background, how that comes into play. Generally speaking as well, most organizations, the people in the organization are from around the same socioeconomic background. I couldn't go on record saying this, but I would even imagine that most lead scholars, most of us are from the same background, relatively. And it's only because certain organizations, that's what I guess if an organization is made up of a certain group of people, then that's the, I guess, category of people that you're going to, go to, and you're going to try to get to come into your organization. And we really need to try to branch out of that, because there are people, if you look at people maybe that are in a lower bracket or higher bracket than us, they come into your organization, they have other things to offer because they have experiences that you may not necessarily have. The next thing I have on here is leadership styles, and this kind of goes outside of what I've been talking about, and this is something that, fortunately, we can't avoid. This is something that is very diverse and is in any organization that you go to, and we actually Leadership Excellence Board went to a school last Friday, and we did the True Colors Assessment, which I'm sure all of you all are familiar with. And the thing about leadership styles is that all of us, not all of us, but if we take a sample of probably about 10 of us, we're going to have every single different color in there, the green, the blue, the gold, the orange. And obviously, the advantages in that is that you have certain people that are going to be more creative, certain people that are going to be the ones to delegate, certain people that are going to be the ones to make sure everyone's opinions are heard, and that is extremely important. And that's something, fortunately, that we really can't avoid. And the last thing I have on here is gender. And with this is also something that is pretty, well woven into our different organizations, things like that, because unless you're in an organization that is for, like, I'm not sure what it's called, the Women in Engineering. Is anyone familiar with exactly what that's called? I'm not sure. But unless it's an organization like that, other than that, you have women and men working together, and that's two very different perspectives for the most part. So basically, all we're discussing here is just elements of diversity. They're important to realize what they are, how they can affect us, and how we can grow from having different types of people in our organizations.
Okay.